Alright, I just told you that I sometimes write stories for Pooka Pages. Well, now I'm going to share a story from Pooka Pages. Just like I write all the stories for Rupert in Rupert's Tales, Lora Gaddis writes all the stories for Pooka and his witch Elsie. Because Pooka and Rupert are such good friends, Lora said I could share the story with you today. It's called Elsie's Balancing Act, and here's how it goes. The snow had almost melted. Small patches of it still lingered in shady spots beneath the trees and along the north side of the cottage. But the area of the garden where Pooka's catnip patch grew each year was in full sun. He stared at the muddy earth, then his tail twitched. Was that a bit of green? His eyes widened and his whiskers practically touched the ground as he peered closer. It was! Oh, the cat sprang to his paws and raced toward the cottage. He couldn't wait to share the news with Elsie. He galloped through the open herb room door and dashed around the house in search of the little witch. He finally found her in the kitchen, sitting at the scrubbed wooden table. In his excitement, he sprang onto the table, landing perilously close to a lit candle. "Guess what?" he cried. Elsie's head jerked up. "Huh? What?" Pooka sat, his little chest puffed out happily. "My catnip has sprouted!" Elsie's eyes slowly focused on the cat in front of her. She gazed at him for a moment, then said, "Good, Pooka. I'm glad, but, I was working here." Pooka glanced down and noticed an egg in her hand. "Are you trying to hatch that?" he asked. "No," said the witch. "I'm trying to balance it." Pooka, dumbfounded, was silent for a moment. Then he asked, "Why?" "Because," explained Elsie, "witch lore says that it's possible to balance an egg on its end at the spring equinox." Impressed, Pooka sat up even straighter and curled his tail around his paws. "Wow," he said. "Is it magic?" Elsie gave a little half shrug. "Well, you can actually balance an egg like that anytime if you have enough patience. The magic is in the timing." The cat cocked his head to one side. "I don't understand," he said. "Eggs are a symbol of fresh starts and new beginnings, and Ostara, the spring equinox, is a time when day and night, the dark and light, are equal and in balance. So balancing an egg on Ostara is a magic spell to keep your life in balance for the coming year. It takes patience and focus and concentration, and I almost had it." Pooka looked at her quizzically. "What sort of balance do you need?" "I need to balance between work and relaxation, between study and play, between thinking and doing, just lots of things," said the witch. "It's easy to become unbalanced when you're trying to do many things." Pooka thought a minute, then told her, "Cats balance all their lives by the magical number of 3. Eat, sleep, and play." Elsie laughed as she picked the egg up again. "Human lives are a little more complicated." Pooka's face reflected an expression of profound pity. "When I'm feeling unbalanced, I find washing my tail helps. You could try that," he suggested. Elsie's eyebrows raised and she smiled. "Right, you don't have a tail," sighed the cat. "You'd better balance your egg then. How about if I help you?" "I'd rather you didn't," exclaimed the witch quickly. But it was too late. Pooka's paw had already darted out, and he touched it. The gently held egg slipped from her fingers, it rolled off the table, and, splattered all over the floor. The cat craned his face over the edge of the table and gazed eagerly at the sight of all that yummy egg leaking out of its broken shell. "Oops," he said. "You just get another egg and do your balancing thing. Don't worry about the mess. I'll have it cleaned up in no time." And that's the end. Many thanks to Lora Gaddis for letting us use her story today. Hop on over to Pooka Pages to read even more stories.